Forgotten War segment, we're focusing on Yemen, a conflict that has been largely overlooked in most news cycles around the world, mainly due to the complexity of this intertwined civil war. But the growing humanitarian crisis and the horrible sights coming out of there tell a different story. Here's Glenn Field's report on the war that is reaching its 1,000-day mark. Let's watch.
This week on Forgotten Wars. 3 years after a coup forcing the government into exile, war in Yemen continues between the Saudi-backed forces loyal to the former president Abdrabbuh Mansur Hadi and the Shia Muslim Houthis, rebels responsible for the government overthrow. In 2014, Shiite rebels from the north, Houthis, stormed Sana'a, pushing the internationally recognized government into exile. This led to the involvement of Saudi Arabia and other Arab states in the conflict to restore the Sunni government, fearing that a Houthi government would be another proxy of Iran. The Houthis originally emerged during the 1990s in opposition to then-President Ali Abdullah Saleh. In over 2 decades, they gradually grew, while Yemen gradually became a further failed state. The Yemeni people have been at the receiving end of the war, with blockades and continuous aerial bombings by the Saudi military supplied by the U.S. There are accusations of war crimes by the Saudi military, as well as a failure on behalf of the Houthis to deliver aid to the millions in need, leading to a humanitarian crisis. According to Human Rights Watch back in September, an estimated 1.8 million children are malnourished, half the country's hospitals are closed, 15.7 million people lack access to clean water, and the country has over 7,000 suspected of cholera infections, increasing at about 5,000 cases a day.
And Glenn joins me now here in the studio. Glenn, tell us, what's the extent of U.S. involvement?
Well, during the Obama and Bush years, the U.S. was targeting al-Qaeda operatives in Yemen. But in regards to this conflict, they have been supporting the Saudis and the UAE, predominantly from a logistic point of view, such as refueling warships midair. But recently, there was a bill put forward to Congress to limit, if not take away, American support of the Saudis, mostly because people who are informed on the issue don't want to feel as though they're aiding and abetting the Saudis during this humanitarian disaster. However, it's unlikely that this bill will gain any traction.
What about diplomatic initiatives? Are there any?
Well, so Oman put forth an initiative to settle the conflict, which included a joint government with the Houthi forces and the current President Hadi, keeping Hadi in power. However, that also was rejected by both sides, and a lot of people believe that since the Houthis are also joined by forces loyal to the former president, Ali Abdullah Saleh, it is very likely that if they're left to their own devices, that alliance will fall apart, since they were fighting each other 20 years ago or so.
Glenn, thank you so much.